Hello, my friends. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Thank you for support and many greetings from here from W210 Garage. Today I decided to make another vlog, and the main question I want to answer here is following: what to look for when you are trying to find and buy W210 Mercedes W210 in the general good condition. In condition, I don't mean best condition. I am a dreamer, guys. The car, which was produced from 1995 to 2002 year, let's be honest, will be very difficult to find in the best condition. This is fairy tale, and we live in realistic world, and let's don't believe the fairy tales. So now on the example of Mercedes E55 AMG 1998 year model, I will try to show you the main aspects which must be considered when you are trying to find W210 in the general good condition, what to look for in general. And the story will be same, I think, for every modification of W210 Mercedes and also the cars Mercedes models of that era. So let's start now our journey.
Hello, my friends, once again. Now, as I already mentioned on the example of E55, let's check the main places where we have to look when we are going to buy a W210 Mercedes in a general good condition. And let's start from under hood compartment. Here you can see that hood is open and engine is visible. But to see the major details of the engine, the parts and the spares of it, we must remove the cover. So here we are, the cover is removed from the engine, and what we can see here, the engine covers, then the coils, coil wires, we can see also the breather houses, we can see the cooling system, belts, and many other stuff. As I already mentioned, we are not going to check the car as professional mechanic. We only are going to obtain the main aspects as a DIYer or the car lover which wants to buy the Mercedes in the general good condition. And let's start from the coils here, guys. We have 8 ignition coils on M113 engines and logically 6 ignition coils on M112 engines. Also, you can see the coil wires. To be honest, these coil wires tend to be broken. I mean the insulation of it due to the heat of the engine, and if the covering is melted, you'd better to replace them to avoid some fire under the hood. Inside we have the wires, and the wires may be very warm due to the exhaust gases, the heat the heaters develop here, and you'd better replace them. They are available from Bosch, and they are also available some upgraded manufacturers, but Bosch is OK here. Also, we have the ignition coils. As I already mentioned, the ignition coils are made to last very long time, and I don't think that we can have problem with them. But guys, we have some issues with this part. These are the connectors, plastic connectors, and due to the age, these clips here, you can see them tend to be broken, and then you must to secure the connector to the ignition coil with the zip ties, and this is not the right way. So we have to look to the wires and the connectors themselves. These are also available from Mercedes, but they cost enough money, and you will need some special tool to replace them. Let's be very skeptical here and look on the connectors, how is their condition. Then let's move on the spark plugs. I can tell that you'd better replace them. 16 spark plugs, replace them once and you forget about them. You will need original ones, at least NGK. Then we have the valve covers. Here it's the first and there is the second, left side and the right side. Guys, you can see them. And every valve cover on M113 and M112 engine will leak. When car is listed to be sold, owner does not cares about the engine leaks, and let's be sure that these covers will be leaking, so be prepared to replace them. I advise to use some original ones from Mercedes. They are made in Ireland. Also, we have some breather covers here. They also leak, but here we must use some genuine sealant from Mercedes and seal this direction. Mercedes does not offer any gaskets here, guys. And at least we have some breather houses. Here is the first one, you can see it. And also we have some breather houses on the left bank. Here are they. Also the Y pipe with the some extensions are situated to the throttle body. You'd better to replace also them. Be sure that they will be correct on majority of M113 and M112 V8 and V6 Mercedes engines. Here I also advise to use some genuine breather houses to avoid any problems in the future. So now let's look at the cooling system, guys. Here we have the main item which supposed to be work to cool our engine. This is a fan clutch. Every M113 V8 engine on the W210 chassis is equipped with the fan clutch. M112 engines may be equipped with the electrical fan. It depends on the age of your car, but V8 engines also, every of them is equipped with fan clutch, and these fan clutches are supposed to fail. These are made by Zax, my friends, and if you see that the fan clutch moves very freely, you can stop it with your hand, finger, or even with the newspaper. I don't advise to put finger here. Use some newspaper or towel and try. If you stop it, then it is ready to be replaced. Replace them also with Dax or original one. It is enough expensive, much more than 250 euros, as I remembered, from Europe, Germany. And guys, because the original ones have a different type algorithm of working, and they are not engaged all the time as some China ones are. Even from Beher and other suppliers, they are made in China and they are engaged all the time the engine is turned on, and they take the power from the engine, and it is not the right way fan clutch should work. These fan clutches are oiled inside. Some silicone lubricant is inside, and I don't even advise to relube it. I have done it on my previous one, and that was engaged all the time the car was running, and my car developed sound from the engine compartment as a old school bus, and I did not like it. So the fan clutch is clear here, and also I want to check out that the majority of the cars have the broken dipstick. I mean the head of the dipstick. Check it. If dipstick is good, it is you are lucky in this situation. But if you see that the head is broken, it will be very difficult to remove it from its place. And also Mercedes offers some genuine dipsticks, but they cost not cheap. They cost enough money, guys. Original ones, they are different on M113 and M112 engines, and the chassis due to its length. And be sure to check and pick correct dipstick for your car. So in overall, I checked here some main details what to look for. Of course, I want to mention that we have here engine oil cooler, and this engine oil cooler also leaks every time. It has some seals inside and on the engine block, and that seals must to be replaced as well to avoid some major engine oil leak here. Otherwise, I want to mention now some pulleys, guys. On the V8 and V6 engines, we have two pulleys which are supposed to be broken or defective due to the age. This is idler pulley, this one, and also we have some tensioner pulley here inside. Guys, check them, listen to them. If they develop any sounds, you'd better to replace them. Or ask owner to reduce the price of the car, guys. The amount you will reach here due to the reduced price is good, because it allows you to buy some spare parts then and spend it on your car, not to spend any additional monies after you buy your car with the price the seller asks, but with the defective parts here. So make sure that these pulleys are in the good condition, otherwise be ready to replace them. New one from Mercedes about $30, with the bolts about $35. I recommend Mercedes, at least INA, and the new one, idle tensioner pulley from Mercedes about $250 and above, and from INA about $100. You see here it is not very cheap, and we have here some additional costs, my friend. Also remove this cap here and see how the engine looks inside, and see the cap itself to avoid any water or other spots which may be not proper in this situation. This cap must be clear from the bottom, guys. So at least I want to mention that you have to also look at the front on the engine. Every sticker should be in its place. It means that car was not damaged, even it is very minority chance that car was repainted and other stuff. And I want to mention that if the seller accepts, you can remove this cover. This is ECU as engine control unit and transmission control unit. Remove this cover and look at the wires. Be sure that there is not any oil, especially with the transmission control unit. And also turn on the heater and see how the car heats or cool downs. We have here the heater cores. Here are some seals inside and other stuff, and they tend to be defective due to the age of the car. And a new core of Mercedes costs about $300, and you understand that it is not good to invest some additional money in the car. It's better that when you buy it, majority of the parts should be in the good condition. So this was the main aspects which must be considered when you are looking on the W210, especially under the hood. I want to mention here that we have some auxiliary fans. They are connected to each other with a tiny belt, and see, even with the hand, rotate it and make sure that both of them work. You can also check them from the inside car with the AC control unit automatically, and online there are some videos where you can see how to do it. And guys, very important part, W210s have these windshield cowls here, one and second, of course, and these windshield cowls tend to be broken. I mean the rubber sealant, which is situated and placed on the windshield itself. Due to the sun and age, this rubber is disintegrated, and look at them very carefully. You may need to change them and install new ones from Mercedes. They cost more than $50, and as I remembered, they are limited in the stocks. So make sure that you will be ready to solve this problem, guys. So what I remembered here, I have shared with you. Now I will switch on the other parts of the car and tell you what to look for when you are going to buy Mercedes in the good working condition. So my friends, now let's continue talking about the chassis. And the chassis is the number first issue for W210 Mercedes. Due to the age and due to the conditions the car is used, it tends to be rust. And the rust is very difficult to repair because it will need some big investment from you, and you will never get the result you are looking for, guys. I mean that you will never be able to make the car in condition as it was from factory. There are many guys on YouTube which think that they are doing their cars. They are restoring their cars, and they think that the car, when they finish it, is in the condition as it was from the factory. Guys, let's be honest. Be sure not to be a dreamer, as I already mentioned. Uh, who from you thinks that you will do the chassis as it was from Germany, from Mercedes factory when it uh, leaves the factory? Can anyone paint the car as the Mercedes does the job? No, guys. So avoid the car which is rusted, and be sure to continue your searching and try to find the car which has no rust. And in the majority situations, the cars which are from USA, California, and from Japan, guys, are rust free. My car is also Japan imported, and I have no rust on my car, zero rust on my car. Majority of the German W210s, even E55 AMGs, have some rust on the chassis. But rust can be repairable. Depends on the place where it is. But if the car is almost every part of it is rusted, fenders, doors, and other stuff, avoid to buy such type of cars. And check the rust spots on the front and on the rear, even on the roof, guys, the fenders, the hood, the trunk lid, the roof of the car, and also the doors, especially the bottom parts of the doors, and the uh, metal under the sealants here, and see if there is any rust or there are any rust spots. Otherwise, rust also can be underneath on the car. but you will need some jack or some professionally lift to see if the car is rusted from the underneath. If the parts are rusted, this is not a big problem. I mean the spare drive shafts and other stuff, this can be replaced, but make sure that your chassis is rust free. Guys, this is very important. So once again, check the fenders from inside, from outside, front, rear. Check the doors from top, from bottom. Remove the seals and check if there is any rust spots. If there are any rust spots, I want to mention once again one additional one additional thing that W210 Mercedes tend to be also with the defective seals on the doors. I mean these seals here, you can see the doors are sealed with the rubber, and try to find the car with the good seals, guys, because the seals from Mercedes cost a lot of money, more than 250 US dollars one door seal, and you will need four of them, guys, and it is a very huge amount of money. If the seal is broke, it will not be water resistant, it will not be wind resistance and you will develop some issues with that. So make sure the seals are in good condition, they are not correct. There are some aftermarket manufacturers for the seals, Valeo and the other stuff, but they are trash and rubbish. Go only with original one in this situation, on the passenger side and on the driver side as well. Otherwise, as I already mentioned, on the chassis, you must check the rust. Rust is the number first enemy here. Also, you can see on the wheels itself, if the car is equipped with the factory wheels, this is the good story. But check the outside of the wheel, not to be scratched anywhere. No one likes the wheels with the defective look. And here is the fender itself. Just try to look inside the fender in the whole radius of it. Here you can see, and be sure that there is no rust on the fender. About windshield cowls, I have mentioned. uh, Now I want to mention about this paneling here. This is the panel I have replaced on my car, and be very careful to check it, because it also has some rubber material, and the rubber and this rubber tend to be defective due to the time and the sun and the age of the car. And if it is good, leave it, or if it is defective, be ready to invest another about 60 or 70 US dollars to replace that paneling as well, my friends. And now I want to mention the last part about the chassis. Here we have some paneling also on the roof. This was the paneling on the windshield, and here are the paneling on the roof. This paneling is secured on the roof with the clips. They are called Klemmer on German, and these Klemmers cost about 4 US dollars per one. You will need 10 of them. Just be sure that this paneling is installed properly and we have no any gaps between the panel and the roof. If the gaps are developed here, be sure that they were removed, and if you remove them once, you cannot install them correctly with the factory clamps. You need new clamps, and if here we have any problems, be sure to invest for those clamps. And also, guys, if this paneling was removed here or on the another side, be sure that car has some problems, and it may to take you to keep away from this car, because when the car is repainted, this paneling is often removed from the chassis. So what to look in additional, the exhaust tip, make sure that they are shiny and bright. Here you can see them, they are always faded, but be sure that they are not rusted here. Also, look at this cover. This is a rear windshield cover. I like it to be in the good condition, not scratches and not faded, guys. Otherwise, these were the main uh, aspects which you have to consider, and the additional one from my personal experience, the uh, gas cap here. These caps always are equipped with the uh, wire which secures it on the chassis. When you remove them, not to drop on the car or on the ground. We don't have this type of wire, and I think that this wire was damaged. I have this problem on my car and replaced this gas cap. I ordered this from Germany, but the gas cap itself is made in Austria, and this is place where you must look if you like the gas cap with the original condition. You have to be sure that it has some wire which connects it on the chassis. As I remember, this bolt connects the wire to the gas cap, and also make sure that you have no rust here. This place is also often tend to be rusted. And here is the additional issue I am sharing with you. Also, my personal experience. I hate these faded mirrors, guys. They are oiled inside, and they also tend to be defective due to the time of the car. The oil leaks here, and the result is that the half of the mirror is white and the half of the mirror is yellow, and I hate this solution. You'd better check it if the mirror is in good condition, okay, but if it has some oil leaks, then be ready to replace it with only original one. At least Yulo is the Hungarian glass maker which made the glasses for Mercedes cars of this era, and this glass will cost you more than 100 US dollars. The regular glass without any dimmed function, and if you like the dimming glasses, this will cost you more than 300 US dollars, original one. And let's to be honest, that it is another big investment in the car. So these were the main aspects which you must and you have to look for on the chassis when you are going to buy Mercedes. Now I will switch on the inside interior of the car and continue talking to you guys. So guys, now we are continuing our conversation, and let's move on the interior of the car and start from the sun visors here. The sun visors are also often tend to be broke. I mean this part, the cover. If this cover is broken, you will not receive some lightning function here, and be sure that you have to replace it. From Mercedes, it costs more than 100 US dollars. You will need two of them. You will may be able and lucky to obtain them from junkyards, but if they are from the used cars, then they are often dirty, and it is not very easy to uh, wash them, guys. These sun visors are different on facelift and on the facelift cars. The facelift cars have some more quality sun visors compared to the newer cars. So check them and be sure that the sun visor is issue free and it has no defective or at least broken parts inside. That was the driver side, and this is the passenger side. Then let's move on the door panels. What can be problematic here? Anything, guys, due to the condition the car was used and the driver was using this car. In this situation, the panels are in perfect condition. Just check not to see any cracks here. As you can see here on the wood panel, we have some cracks. Also, these cracks may be here on the main panel, but majority of W210 tend to be cracked here, guys, due to the age and the condition of the weather the car was used. That's why check these parts. These are additional option. Regular 210s have plastic here, and I think the plastic is better to avoid some major maintenance here. Also check the doors from inside. I already mentioned about this weather strip here. Also check the doors from bottom view here. If you see any rust there, avoid buying this car. The story is the same about the rear door. That was the driver rear door. This is the that was the driver front door, and this is the passenger rear door. Here is a closer look what I mean when I am talking that the seal must be in the good condition, guys. And the story is the same with the paneling, the wood trims here. This is rear driver side door. The wood trim is in perfect condition, and here also these knobs are in good condition. Guys, these trims are tend to be not broke but defective. They have the iron plate on the other side. The iron plate is installed on the car itself, integrated in the cover, and the wood sometimes is unglued from the iron plate, and we have some gap here, so the wood deformates due to the heat. The car is parked, the sun is shining, and due to the age, the heat makes its job and it disintegrates this paneling. They are also enough expensive to obtain and make sure that the panel is in the good working condition. Guys, let's now move on the seats itself. What can I say here? Just make sure that the seats are not cracked and are not cut. Otherwise, this is enough heavy-duty leather here. The E55 AMG cars and E50 cars are equipped with the Napa leather, but on the regular W210s, I can also guarantee that if the leather is not cracked, it will hold up very good. Also check the steering wheel. If it is with this option with wood inserts, these wood inserts are to be cracked due to the age of the car, and you can't do anything with it. You only can replace the steering wheel, and the type steering wheels cost about $700 and more. Just be sure that there are no major cracks on the wood part of the steering wheel itself. So the dashboard is also issue for W210. I mean that these wood trims are cracked as the wood insert of the wheel, and also we have some major problems here with the dashboard. I don't know the material from which the dashboard is made, but the dashboard is tend to be cracked in several places, and majority of them are cracked near the ventilation cuts from where the heat is going in salon of the car. Here is one crack, here is another crack, and as well you can do nothing with these cracks. Let's be honest, no one is going to replace the dashboard, and if you own W210 with this type of cracks, you will be very sad of it. That's why you have to look very carefully about these cracks. Here you can see that we have another cracks, and I am very happy that my car has no cracks here. Be sure and try to receive the identical result with yours when you will going to find some good W210 to buy. And additional problem with W210, the dead pixels inside here, inside the speedometer. This problem is very noticeable on the newer cars, facelift models. Pre-facelift models are also equipped with this problem, but majority of them, I think that are free from this. But if you move on the facelift one, which have some bigger display here, the dead pixels are often met. For me example, I have not met it on my car, but as I know from W210 owners, they often have some pixel issues, and check it. This also will cost you a lot of money to replace or to repair these dead pixels. So here also we have some pedals, the gas pedal and the brake pedal. Be sure that the rubber is in good condition, but here I can advise that you can replace these pedals with the pedals from AMG models. On my channel I have the separate video about it, and I'm very happy with the result I have met here. I spent about $100 and now I have the modern pedals, and they feel and look better than these regular pedals, which look like the items from the Stone Age, guys. Stories about the same about this parking pedal. So, as I mentioned, on the driver side, the job is the same on the passenger side. Front door and the rear door, just check them and be sure that we have no issues with the paneling and other stuff, how doors are closed, how doors are opened, we have gaps or not. Be sure that everything is clear here. And at least I want to point out the place where W210 tends to be rusted. In additional, these places, guys. Here you can see this place where the door seal is installed. I have met the cars when these door seals even are bubbling due to the rust which is under them. Be very careful to check these places, and if you see any rust there, be sure to take away from this car, because the rust here is not very easy to repair. It means that you also need new door seals. I mean these parts, these plastic parts, and it will cost you additional money. So these were the main aspects to look for in interior of the car. Now let's move on the underneath of the car and see what we have look there also. So here is the underneath of the car, and as you can see, here we can see the spring. Just make sure that springs are not cracked, guys. These springs tend to be rust, and rust damages the metal. So be sure that springs are uh, without any issues. Then let's move on the subframe bushings. These are rare subframe bushings. Just check them. I think that the front ones are supposed to be damaged more often compared to the rear ones, because the rear ones are more heavy duty. But anyway, check them. If they are with cracks, be be sure and ready to replace them. And these subframe mounts are different on AMG cars compared to the non-AMG cars. E50 AMG, E430, E320 have the same subframe bushings, but E55 AMGs have different subframe bushings, guys, and AMG cars are equipped with more expensive bushes compared to the non-AMG cars, and in overall, make sure that the bushings are in good condition. Otherwise, you may have to spend the money to repair them. The story is the same about the sway bars, sway bar links, and other stuff. Every arm of the suspension, especially on the rear. If I remember, there are 5 arms on the multi-link suspension rear, and make sure that the rubbers and bushings are in a good condition. If they are with some issues, you will need some also additional money to repair them. From the underneath, just make sure that car is rust free. Once again, I don't mean that the parts have no rust. If some control arm and other stuff is rusted, it can be removed and replaced. But if the car chassis is rusted from the under of the car, then leave it alone and never buy such type of the car. Also, guys, make sure that the flex disc, which is mounted on the drive shaft, is without any cracks. You can see here that here is the exhaust and here is the flex discs, how closer they are to each other, and due to the heat the exhaust develops here, the flex disc is supposed to be cracked. We have 2 flex discs here, rear and front one. The flex discs are also different on AMG models and non-AMG models, and at least from Fabi Bilstein, one flex disc for a normal W210 costs about 80 euros, and you will need 2 of them. So here we have additional costs. Just look underneath, just look on the brake lines, just look on the exhaust tubes. Once again, be sure that nothing is rusted here. These arms can be replaced, the camber arm, toe arm, upper arm, and other stuff, but rust is number first enemy, and you will need a lot of money to cure the car which is rusted here, my friends. I mean the underneath. This is that was the rear part of the car. This is the front part of the car. We have here some front sway bar, then a steering system, front suspension, control arm, and other stuff. Look at them. Maybe you will be able to remove the wheel and use some pry bar to stress the suspension elements and see how the rubbers have condition there. If you are enthusiast that likes everything original, just check the catalytic converters and make sure that they are in their places. Some guys cut this catalytic converter banks, remove the converters and weld them due to the sound and the other stuff. If you like everything original, just check that catalytic converter are situated in their places. Mm, One thing that is mandatory on W210 chassis, guys, are the front spring mounting points. I don't mean the bottom mounting point, I mean the upper mounting point where the spring is mounted on the chassis, and these parts are also tend to be rust and destroyed, and this is very difficult situation when you drive your car and something happens with this mounting point. It breaks and your spring is uh, loosened. It is the nightmare, guys. Uh, I think that no one will be happy to meet situation like this. So very skeptical. Be here and check the mounting points of the front springs. Here they are very mandatory to be in the good condition without rust and other stuff. Also, if you are the guy who is very skeptical about the little details, check the jack rubber pad stands. Here I am showing you what I'm about talking. They are always deformating due to the usage. New one from Mercedes cost less than 10 US dollars. You will need 4 of them, and just make sure that they are in a good condition. Otherwise, you will have spend money to replace them, two on front and two on the rear as well. So here is the mounting point I was talking to you guys. Make sure that here we have no problems. If here we have cracks, then leave it alone. Yes, Mercedes offers this part separately, which can be welded on the chassis, but let's be honest, in this situation, you will never receive the result as it was from the factory and leave car alone with the defective mounting point. Otherwise, you can check the shocks, but if the shocks are shut, you can replace them. It is not a very big deal, but the E55 AMG and E50 AMG cars are equipped with different shocks, and if you are buying AMG car with the shutted shock, you must be sure that you will be uh, spend a lot of money for that as well. This is the steering knuckle with the heat shield. Just look at it and be sure that heat shield is in the place. Otherwise, here you can see the exhaust tube, how close it is to the steering component, and inside we have rubber, and if we have no heat shield here, this exhaust tube will damage the rubber very soon, guys. For me, this type of issue is not very important because these AMG cars are lower compared to the regular ones. Even with the avant-garde chassis cars are lower, and they have some minor scratches here. This is not a big deal, guys. You can look for it at it, but if the car is in good condition and has this type of damage, go and buy that car. You can replace this part very easy. Uh, I want to point out also that the rear differential is the item which must be looked. Make sure the differential is without any oil leaks. If it leaks, guys, you'd better leave it alone, because removing of the differential, installing new seals on it is a huge amount of the job, and no one will make it uh, for you with cheap cost. So make sure that the differential is without any leaks. Here we can see that this differential is with oil leaks, but make sure the car which are you going to buy is issue free in this situation. So this were the main aspects of the underneath car, which must be supposed and considered when you are going to buy W210. And at least now I will switch on the exhaust system and finish this video with exhaust system. So my friends, here, the first enemy about the exhaust system is also rust. Just make sure that the exhaust pipes are issue-free and they have no major rust on it. If they are rusted, they tend to be leak, and it will be also very expensive repair for you. This is the rear muffler. Just make sure that the rear muffler has no holes on it and it is rust free. You can also check these rubbers, the hanger rubbers, which secure the muffler to the chassis. If the rubber is bad, then you may have some vibration of the on the chassis, and this is not the game we are looking for. Here is the resonator. This is the rear section of the resonator of the car, and here we can see that the rust destroyed the metal. This is not destroyed in 100%, but very soon it will leak, guys. And if we have issue like this on the car, let's ask to the seller to reduce the price or keep away from the car, because the exhaust system of the car will cost a lot of money. Exhaust shops also cost a lot of money to repair things like this. But if you are a guy who likes some muscle sound, you can easily remove this resonator and replace it even with the MagnaFlow or other stuff, and you will be happy in this situation. This is not a big deal for you due to the nature restrictions that are applied in your area. Some states, some countries, it is mandatory to own the exhaust system as it was from factory to avoid some emissions. These are the exhaust tubes. Also, make sure that they are not cracked and rusted. This is on E55 AMG, but the story is the same about any W210 Mercedes M113, M112 engines. Every of them are equipped with such type of exhaust system, guys. This is the back section of it, as you can see, and this is the front section, the downpipes, which are made with the headers, and just look at them. Be sure that catalytic converters are in their places, and the tubes itself are in the good working condition without any leaks and rust spots. You can also check the part numbers, and if the part numbers have Mercedes logo on it, it means that every part of the exhaust is brand original, and it will be good for you and of the value of your car. So guys, this was the video where I shared with you my thoughts, what to consider and look for when you are buying W210 in the good working condition. Hope you like this video. I tried to share my experience with you. Once again, thank you for watching. If you like, make sure to thumbs up and subscribe, and catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.